this how you want to sit today, Grammy? Just in case you were wondering where the meeple is. So I love movies. I'm assuming you also love movies. And as your stereotypical human being with a vagina, I appreciate a great love story in a movie. It just gives you the warm, nippy tingles. Unfortunately, though, you kind of live your life and then you're like, you know, this isn't how it works at all. So I wanted to share with you some things about love that I've learned from movies that don't make any fucking sense to me. Like, who thought of this shit? Well, I mean, I know who, but what are you thinking? It's not real. It's not how it works. I tried to keep these examples to sort of things that we would all know, hopefully. If you don't, then, I don't know, Google it. And yes, I know some of them were books first before you start mouthing off. I'm trying to create a theme here, alright? First movie I want to talk about that makes the ladies go goo goo gaga over love is Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman taught me, basically, in a nutshell, that if I'm a hooker, everything's just gonna turn out fine. Some rich dude is just gonna decide that you, ginger bitch, with the fucking, you can take a dick like a champ, and I want you to be the mother of my children because you are a class act. What have I been doing this whole time, you know, going to fucking college and shit? I should have been sucking dicks for money. Julia Roberts isn't even like a high-class escort. She's not even like the one making tons of money. She's on the street. She is turning tricks on the corner. I mean, think about what you learned from that. It's okay to be a hooker because everything's gonna work out fine for you. I mean, come on, Richard Gere. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. Star Wars taught me that, oops, sometimes you accidentally make out with your brother, and that's perfectly fine. No, it's not. Yeah, I don't care. Do you care? Okay. I'm gonna raise my hand that I feel a little bit weird. Alright? Spider-Man taught me that it's completely romantic to kiss someone upside down like this. You know what I'm talking about. The scene when he's like hanging and she's making out with his face. Not true. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever kissed someone's upside down face? I feel like you do it one time and you're like, wow, let's never do that again. It feels so weird. It feels like, oh, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. That is not romantic. Like, I feel like I'd rather make out with someone's butthole. I like kissing people right side up, not upside down. It doesn't make it more special. It makes it fucking weird. Titanic taught me that if you love someone, you should let them fucking freeze to death and sink to the bottom of the ocean. And I know everyone's like, oh, they both couldn't fit on the door thing. It's too heavy. It flipped over. No. If Rose had gotten on the fucking lifeboat like everybody told her to, then Jack would have been able to get on the door and then he wouldn't have frozen and drowned. Fucking problem solved. Everybody lives. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but this is just the most ridiculous thing ever. If I were Rose, I'd be like, look bro, it's been real. I met you a couple days ago, but this boat's going down and there's limited room on that life raft, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on there. Best of luck to you. Titanic also taught me that if you don't love someone, the appropriate way to deal with that is to spit in their face. It is not okay to spit in people's faces, okay? You need to use your words, Rose. Seriously, I saw that movie in the theater and everyone's like, wow! I'm like, why are we clapping for this? This is disgusting. Rose is a stupid and now rude, dumb bitch. You are not getting my applause. Romeo and Juliet taught me a fucking clusterfuck of things, okay? And I like the Leonardo DiCaprio version as much as the next person, but can we talk about this for a second? First of all, Juliet is 13 years old. 13 years old! I'm not exactly sure how old Romeo was, but somewhere in that range. You know what I was doing when I was 13 years old? Like crossing my fingers that there were pizza nuggets for lunch. None of this like killing myself over some boy business. Second of all, it takes place over the span of what? Like 4 or 5 days? 6 days? A week? Tops. They fall in love with each other at first sight and they fucking, by the end of the week, they're both dead. And Romeo, in the beginning, is crying over the fact that Rosaline doesn't love him. Oh my god, Rosaline doesn't, oh now I'm in love with this girl, I'm gonna fucking die. Bro, slow down. That's your first problem, is that you're an idiot. I know you're all excited and shit, right? You got your hormones all going crazy, but just let's not make such rash decisions here, okay? It gets better. Romeo and Juliet also taught me that if you can't be with the person that you love, you know what you should do? Is just fucking pretend you're dead, because that solves everything. Then if your 13-year-old lady crush that you met 5 days ago turns out to be dead for whatever reason, you know what you should do is go find her body and kill yourself on top of her. Yeah, sure, it's a beautiful love story. There's a lot to be learned here about life, etc. But let's just think about this in terms of real life. It's completely fucking ridiculous. The Notebook, along with a lot of other movies, taught me that making out in the rain is so romantic. Oh my god. Wrong. Got water coming all in your eyes, your face is all wet, and unless you waterproofed your makeup for for some reason that day. You look basically like the witch when she's melting in The Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry, I don't look like Rachel McAdams when I'm standing in the rain making out with somebody. No, it's got fucking mascara everywhere. It's like getting in your mouth. Your hair looks like shit. Come on. The Notebook also taught me, you know what's really adorable and romantic? Dementia. Oh, isn't that so sweet? She's like dying of a mental illness. Dirty Dancing taught me that if a guy really loves you, he'll lift you up over his head. Yes, nobody loves me. The Dark Knight taught me that it doesn't matter if you love Katie Holmes or Maggie Gyllenhaal, one of them's gonna blow up. They're such nice, wonderful stories, sort of, except people keep dying. But like, this is how people get weird, fucked up expectations about love. That's not how it works. It's pretty much like you meet somebody, hey, I like you too, and then you're like, cool. See what happens. Where's that movie? And it's just full of like giggling and shit. Sexy time. And now I'll leave you with one of my favorite love stories that I learned about when I was in India. Now, from what I was told, and you might have to check some of these facts. So this guy Shah Jahan was the emperor of the Mughal Empire in India. His second wife, who had 14 of his 16 children, died, and he was so upset, so he built the Taj Mahal as like her tomb. It took like 20 years to build it, and they brought in white marble from all over India and like Asia. It took mad elephants to bring it all there. It cost ridiculous amount of money. So here's the Taj Mahal, and then there's a river behind it. Shah Jahan wanted to build an almost identical black Taj Mahal that cost like twice as much as the original Taj Mahal. And his son was like, hey dad, like, we can't afford this, and this is ridiculous. So he like locked him up in this room and died looking at the Taj Mahal. But where he died was this big giant palace, and he had like 400 whores there. And all he would do is apparently like get drunk and go fishing in this giant pond that he had. And he remarried after. So the moral of the story is, if your wife dies, build her a big giant monument, but then just have like 400 whores. Live happily ever after. The fuck? LOL love stories. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. We put out new videos every Wednesday. Say goodbye to Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles. They're so sexy. Yeah, they got like chest plates and shit. Chest. Okay, see you next week. Bye. Bye, unicorn. He's chasing a rainbow somewhere.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.